Camouflage is nothing new. It's as old as nature. In fact, nearly everything in nature uses some form of camouflage to conceal it from its enemies. Now notice this young deer, defenseless except for its protective coloring, which blends it into the foliage. You take away this foliage, and the deer becomes an obvious figure, an easy target. Now, here's another example of concealment by blending. Notice that the bird in the foreground matches the background pattern so perfectly that her presence is given away only by her shadow. But still another type of camouflage is that used by this butterfly, which attracts your attention with its bright colors. Now, it's difficult for you to find it now because you're looking for those same bright colors. If you study these leaves closely and are looking for a butterfly that looks like a leaf, you'll be able to pick him out. But the cleverest of all is the chameleon. It's very difficult to get a look at him because he can change his color to match any background. I think we're going to catch him asleep. Yep, there he is. Now, we can just slip this card in behind there. I think we've got him.
Hey! What the?
Got away.
What's going on around here? What is this, anyway?
Did it again.
What's the matter, Silly? Having a little trouble?
Let's try this one.
Nope. Why don't you try polka dots? Pretty, ain't they? Uh-oh.
Nearly got him.
Hey, let's see that last pattern again. Think I'll have a suit made of this. Oh, no, you don't.
I know one that'll catch him.
Okay, you got me. I give up. Say, what's up anyway?
Well, I was using you as the perfect example of concealment in nature.
Oh, it's nothing. I come by it naturally, I guess.
But you must admit it's extremely important.
That's when I keep telling him down at the airfield.
What do you mean?
Well, these guys built an airfield right in my backyard, and here comes one of the jerks now. They may be aces in the air, but they're dodos on the ground. You'd think they were safe at home the way they leave their field exposed. Look at that. Leaves his plane right out in the open. I've tried and tried to tell these guys, but they just won't listen. Well, let's go over. I'll show you what I mean. If I didn't use any more concealment than those dodos, I'd be gobbled up in... Pardon me. I can't afford to take chances. They're nice kids, all right, but awfully short-sighted. Howdy, Dodo. How's it going?
Well, look who's here. Oh, now you see him, now you don't, you hootie. What are you selling today?
Now, look, I'm your friend. If you have enemies, you have to hide. Uh-oh. Speak of the devil. For instance, this old coot figures I'm the answer to meat rationing. But since he can't see me, I'm in a good position to strike back. Now, the Japs will be coming over after you the same way.
Not the way we knock them down. Just got my fifth.
And what's that painting you're doing now?
This is their insignia.
Uh-huh. Same as on those up there, ain't it?
Yep, same thing. Whoa, Japs!
Personally, I'm getting the hell out of here. Get going, Bud. How do I get myself mixed up on these things? Oh, pretty sad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sort of evens the score for the 5 you got, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. You told me so. Okay, you hootie. What's the dope? What do you want us to do?
Now you're cooking, son. Get the boys busy repairing the planes and the rest of you come inside. I am going to make a speech. To begin with, if you guys were fighting on the ground, you wouldn't run around in the open like this. You'd duck behind rocks and trees and try to hide yourself, being careful not to leave any part of your anatomy exposed to give away your position. Now, take this guy. Anyone knows he'd be less noticeable if he smeared mud over his clothes and stuck a little brush on here and there. Let's put a net on his helmet and stick some grass and leaves in it. Needs a little mud on his face. Now, you'd never know he was there, would you? Let's take another example. You fellas are familiar with all these things, and you can see the value of it because it's designed for observation from your normal position on the ground. But you're not being observed from the ground. You're being observed from the air. And it's high time you started thinking in terms of how things look from the air. I'm going to show you some actual pictures that may surprise you. Let her go. Here's a familiar sight, a detail with a six-wheeler cutting across the field. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Or is there? Look at those tracks. They follow you wherever you go, and so will the Japs. Now watch this, baby. Hiding in shadows doesn't seem very safe when you're on the ground, but presto, GI magic. All you fellas who have been leaving your planes out in the open, take a good look at this. Do you ever get easy targets like that in the air? Let's visit an engineer school and see if we can get some ideas on how to hide things. You've seen these fellows weaving strips of cloth into a net and building frameworks for installations around airfields. And, yeah, that's where they tar and feather a roll of chicken wire. And here they're making a dummy bush, and that's a fake rock he's working on there and back. Now, what you make a dummy tree? They take a section of wire covered with those chicken feathers, fasten it to a simple wooden framework built to the size and shape they want. Then they paint it the same color as the real trees in the surrounding area. And they've got a tree that'll even fool a dog, especially the kind that flies arrows. Now let's see how they use these things. Take that plane in the trees. Here's a place for dummy trees and rocks and bushes. But you don't have to cover the plane completely with trees. Just hide identifying features. A carefully placed dummy tree can change the shape of a wing by covering part of it and casting a shadow over the rest. More than that, it'll distort the shadow cast by the wing on the ground. Remember that shadow. It's just as important as the object itself. It can give away your whole installation if you don't keep it broken up. There now. See what you get? Would you ever guess there was a plane down there? Now, instead of using the shadow to hide the plane, let's take a problem where we have to hide the shadow. This plane in the open is a good example. Looks like the boys figure a garnish net is the answer to this one. See how they've thinned out the garnishing at the edges? That makes the density of the shadow diminish gradually, then up over the framework, carrying it well out to the sides to guard against lateral observation. Watch where you walk out there. You're going to leave tracks. Roll the old plane under. That's the way. Okay, now, how does it look? Given away by that short path running from the wagon road to the installation. That's the one path they used all the time they were building the thing, and now they're finished. They have one path to cover, and they do this by replacing the foliage that was originally there. But your best bet is to stay out of the open areas if you possibly can. Look for natural cover.